Well, the midterm elections are over. In Arizona, the battleground state turned blue. In the tightly contested race for governor, Democrat Katie Hobbs came out on top with over 50% of the votes, defeating Kari Lake. Arizonans have not elected a Democratic governor since Janice Napolitano, who last served in 2009.
Over in the Senate, incumbent Democrat Mark Kelly beat Blake Masters by a 5-point margin, sitting at 51.4% of the vote. NAZ Today's Liam Combs joins us in the studio now and has more about the national election.
Thanks, Hannah. The anticipated red wave in this election was more of a red ripple. The Democrats regained power of the Senate, and the GOP is projected to take a majority in the House, although a small one at that. What's interesting about this election is that President Biden has had very low approval ratings, and because of this, the majority of the political community expected this election to be a referendum on his presidency and give power back to the minority. However, it didn't happen. Instead, many experts say this election exposed the division among Republicans between Trump-endorsed candidates and more moderate ones.
That division is limiting the Republicans. It's allowing the Democrats to have their message be heard. Their message around abortion politics was heard around the nation, and where abortion was on the ballot or whether good democratic practices were on the ballot, the Democrats did quite well.
Another reason for the Democratic Party defying the odds was voter turnout among Gen Z. According to Circle, an election research organization, young voters preferred Democratic candidates by a 28-point margin. Solop says the division in the Republican Party, coupled with their inability to garner a majority of the youth vote, is going to lead to changes.
That extreme message from the MAGA Republicans is not resonating in Arizona. But the more moderate Republicans, our message is still there as well. We're going to see a battle. It's going to play out in Arizona. It's going to play out nationally.
Back here in Coconino County, Becky Daggett has been declared as the winner in the race for mayor of Flagstaff, defeating incumbent Paul Deasy. County Elections Director Eslier Mosta says voter turnout was as expected.
We've tabulated so far 55,079 ballots. That's a little bit over 60% voter turnout on for this election.
Moving forward, he says his team is constantly working on refining the voting process in the county. Infrastructure improvements, such as more parking and accessibility, are some things that they are looking into ahead of the 2024 election to increase voter turnout.
And we use that as a learning opportunity, not just for issues that come up in our county, but like across the state and across the country to and look forward to implementing some of those best practices.
There are also a lot of ballot initiatives up for the voters in Arizona. One of the most interesting, Prop 211, which passed with over 70% of the vote. This measure now requires political campaigns to disclose the source of any contribution over $5,000, thereby bringing more transparency to our politics. Liam Combs, NAZ Today.